through, man. I want y'all to tune in live. About to go drop a word. Have a good time, man. So y'all stay tuned. I'll be checking in later. All right.
You need a book here.
So Chris, let's go here. So number one, influencer. So it says here, you are a devoted husband, social media influencer with over 250,000 followers. Stop right there. How do you go from Chris Sain, the high school graduate, to Chris Sain, the athlete, to Chris Sain now, vice president of the Grand Rapids NAACP chapter, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then Chris Sain, who started Grand City Sports at a young age, CEO and founder,
Yeah.
to Chris Sain, Grand Rapids Community College,
Mm-hmm.
to Chris Sain, who this brother invites pro football players to his events and gives them what you give last time?
Man,
Award?
we always try to give them some type of token of
Yeah,
appreciation, branded with our logo.
Absolutely,
obviously, so
yeah,
they know,
yeah,
so they
yeah,
know
yeah.
who's the one inviting them. But yeah, that's just a staple of what we do as a
Right.
token of gratitude. Even our donors, we treat them like that, man. We always over deliver in
Exactly.
everything we do.
So guys, check this out, okay? Well, what I want to do is this. I want to let each of you guys understand one thing. We're living in Grand Rapids, Michigan right now, okay? Right? This is where we all from. And as a brother, as an African-American male, to excel to such a high level, it doesn't come by coincidence. It doesn't come by chance. It comes by dedication. It comes from hard work. And it comes from an excellent mindset. Not an excellent, but a mindset of excellence. And one thing that I will tell you guys, I can almost guarantee this brother does not have a 9-to-5 mindset. He has an entrepreneur mindset with entrepreneur vision. So Chris, break down this influencer for us.
So as far as I'll just talk about the mindset real quick, and I'll segue into the influencer. I've always been one to believe that I was a product of my expectations, not my environment. And so that mindset alone, even though I grew up in the inner city, I grew up around violence, poverty, crime, desolate situations, just seeing what devastation and hopelessness look like around you. I never thought or saw myself in that light.
So Chris, hold that thought. For the people that are out there that may not know what that looks like, give us a brief synopsis of what that looked like to you.
So when you grow up in the inner city, there's a liquor store on every corner. And we often say, man, they put those there because liquor stores are intended for you to drink your life away.
Absolutely.
It's so easy for us to get access to guns. We can get access to a gun quicker than we can get a job as young black men in the inner city. And so we see what giving up looks like every day, man. And so I was just determined to see what my life would be if I didn't. And so for me, again, like I said, from very early on, I said, man, I'm a product of my expectations. I don't care about the circumstances around me. I desire to be great. I'm going to graduate high school. I'm going to graduate college. I'm going to make something of my life. And so that just was a mindset that I embraced and took on very, very early in life. And like to your point, it has served me very well, especially at a young age, to do all this stuff.
So as I was driving this weekend, I was traveling and I had on Eric Thomas, right? And Eric Thomas, he was saying how he talked to Bob Proctor, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Bob Proctor said, "E.T., how much do you charge for your appearances?" E.T. said $10,000.
Mm-hmm.
Bob Proctor was like, "No, man, go back and tell him you want $20,000." So E.T. goes back to everybody that he's dealt with and says, "Now I charge $20,000."
Yep.
Came back to Bob Proctor. He said, "Bob, guess what? I did it. It worked." He said, "It did not work." He said, "What do you mean, Bob?" He said, "I wanted you to take that 20 and make it 100,000. He said, "Because if you ask for 20, you're gonna get 20. But if with the excellent mindset, if you ask for 100, let them negotiate you down to 75."
Mm-hmm. That's
Right?
deep. That's deep.
You know, and I see you, Chris, with that same work ethic, with that same mindset, man.
Absolutely.
And because before I met you, I had heard about you.
Mm-hmm. Was it good? I'm hoping it
All
was.
good, bro.
I'm
All
hoping it
good,
was.
man. All good.
Man, you never know.
All good, bro.
It all depends on who you talk to.
So, influencer. How does it feel, man, to be an influencer? Because a lot of times, I tell people this. As a motivational speaker, as a talk show host, people as pastors, sometimes when you preach into the crowd, nobody's preaching back to you.
Mm-hmm.
So as an influencer, I know for me sometimes it gets tough because I want to stop.
Yeah.
I want to be human. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to do fun stuff. I want to be in the studio every night working, right?
Yeah.
So as an influencer, what gives you that drive and that motivation to keep influencing and not to stop?
Well, I tell you, man, I didn't sign up for it.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes to whom much is given, much is required.
Absolutely, bro.
I was always either trying to motivate people or inspire people.
Mm-hmm.
And just over the years, man, I cultivated an organic following, a cult-like following almost, man. And so in 13, man, it kind of took off. That anything I said or posted went viral.
Yeah.
And when something goes viral, man, it's a surreal type of feeling.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And now all of a sudden, to your point, Myrick, you can't just get up and just post a selfie no more.
Absolutely. You gotta have some substance with it, right?
Everything you say and do has to be filled with substance.
Yes,
The people come to rely on you. My inbox every day has over 100 messages of people just with real stories, real needs, real problems that they're looking for answers for. And Dre and I often talk about, to our young men we mentor, about if you can solve a problem, you'll always be in business. And so because I'm always solving problems through words, through the things that I put out in the atmosphere, again, I've cultivated this economy, almost is what I like to call it, my ecosystem, to the point where when I'm putting out books, when I'm putting out merchandise, when I'm setting up speaking tours around the country, they sell out as if I was Eric Thomas, because I have this following in every community all over the U.S. And so it's just been it's almost surreal. It's something that I feel like Grand Rapids is not up on yet. We're kind of behind the times. They don't even know how someone like myself, from a business standpoint, I'm a business-minded athlete, if you will. And so from a business standpoint, I can grow your ROI with just my following. We can promote products or different services the business have, but Grand Rapids is a little behind at times, so a lot of my opportunities seem like it comes everywhere else around the U.S.
Right.
And I'm just waiting on that day where Grand Rapids kind of locks in and know that they got a homegrown individual that's really intentional about, you know what I'm saying, serving our community and being a blessing any way I can.
Hold on one second, Ray. Speaking of homegrown, read what your dad said about you.
Let me check out my pops. My pops said, listen to my son with other professional men. It's refreshing to see these brothers. Now let me see me click more.
That's well, you know, that support system right there, man. That right there will give you the drive to keep going, bro.
Absolutely.
A dad's love, a dad's support is what a man needs to keep doing great. So, Pops, thanks a lot, brother. Thanks for motivating Chris. Because motivating Chris, you motivated me. Now go ahead, Ray. Back to you, brother.
So what was you saying? You were telling people that you can help promote and then increase their IPO?
Their return on investment, their ROI.
Oh, their ROI. Okay.
Yeah.
I was trying to think, what companies is this?
See,
I could be
businesses
looking
are
at investing some stock right now. So if it's a stock in the company, you know.
Absolutely.
You got one?
Yeah.
We'll talk later.
Let's make sure we can.
I was thinking IPO. You know, I'm thinking, what's the stock?
But that too. So let me tell you, man, we have a lot of startup companies in Grand Rapids.
Yes,
we have
sir.
a lot of tech companies, and if they knew about the urban demographic, and if they knew about how the market share that we hold and our $1 trillion spending power, and if they knew how to market to that audience that we have already sitting there with just extra money to spend on products, I'm telling you, they could open the gates wide open.
How do we get people to look at that environment as not that environment? Mm-hmm. And what I'm saying is, okay, so you'll take a inner city environment, and whether it be, African American, Hispanic, or who's ever in that environment, and look at them as you would in any other environment. So if you're looking at tech and you're looking at starting up tech, so this environment shouldn't be looked at as a lower environment where, hey, they may not know about it, versus, hey, if it doesn't matter if you come from that environment. How do we get the world to see every environment as an opportunity?
That's the fight we're fighting, man. We're fighting for equality. We're fighting to be recognized as anybody else in this world is recognized as. And
so who are we fighting with?
That's the ongoing fight. We're fighting with the powers that be. We're fighting with the institutions and the structures that's already in place. And so because everything has not been designed for us, from the justice system to the institutions of higher learning, because none of that was designed for us out the gate. We're always fighting that battle to, like brother-in-law said, to let them know that, man, we are a viable option that should be considered and should not be overlooked, especially when it comes to business.
Yeah, I was thinking that when man, when you look at somebody, the last thing you should look at is when you're looking at opportunity is the color of their skin or their nationality or background versus what do you have to offer. You know, and that's a good fight. That's the fight that we all should be fighting.
Absolutely.
No matter, not just the four of us up at the table, but everybody at the sound in our voices should be fighting that, because there's a lot that everybody has to offer. Everybody has a gift
Yeah.
that they can offer to the world. So.
Brother-in-law, think about how long that they said black movies wouldn't do well. So because a black star or wouldn't fill theater seats. Just think about that analogy as we think about business, and time and time again, whether it's Black Panther, whether it's Training Day, whether it's Creed 1 and Creed 2 that's on this, we've constantly, Girls Trip, we constantly dispelled that myth that that viewership loves seeing us on camera, and that we can sell out like Tom Cruise and any other white actor. That
Tyler Perry showed them that.
Yeah.
Atlanta has become Little Hollywood now. And that brother, that's another success story, man, from the streets.
Yep.
Same as E.T. And I think a lot of times what people don't realize is there's nothing wrong with being down. There's nothing wrong with being in the struggle, because like Les Brown said, if you fall, try to fall on your back. 'Cause if you can look up, you can get back up.
Get up.
So look at some of the greatest success stories. They're birthed from tragedy. Sometimes triumph is birthed from tragedy.
Absolutely.
E.T. was homeless. Tyler Perry was homeless. Other people have gone through things. So I think what was that? The 5 Heartbeats? Where the guy said Donald Duck Wilson will be a much better writer when he does what? When he suffers more. On the 5 Heartbeats. He did.
Yeah.
He said Donald Duck, whatever his last name, Williams, can write great music, but he'll be a better writer when he suffers more.
Gotta have your heart broken a little bit.
And then his brother went mess with his girl.
Stole his girl.
Yeah, his brother stole his girl.
Wrote his best song.
He wrote his best song though, right. So that's just something that, man, that you inspire me, man, from the things that you do.
I appreciate it.
One of the biggest things that you do that inspire me, it's not so much about everything that you have going on. It's one thing that you do. I always see you speak about God. Publicly speak about God.
Absolutely.
That's an inspiration, because so many times influencers and educators and activists and authors and social entrepreneurs and speakers, they forget the one pivotal point in their life that made that turn for them.
Yeah.
It's about their faith, their relationship.
Yep.
And so many times people don't want to speak about God because they don't want to lose certain masses of people behind them.
Right. I was going to ask you, do you think they forget or they purposely leave it out to?
Well, I think they want to fit to a certain group.
Right.
And sometimes the in crowd, Ray, right now, bro, when we were talking foolishness up here, sipping tea and talking foolishness, we had a whole different crowd. Not here, but when we first started, we started in my kitchen, bro, doing this.
Yeah, that
And
show almost
we had,
it was rated X. I'm just saying.
Yeah, we had a whole different group of people watching the show back then. But one thing that we didn't do is we didn't want to sacrifice or sell our soul to be better for the sake of having people watch the show.
Yeah.
If this the crowd that's going to watch it and we want to change up, if they want to stop watching it, so be it.
Yeah.
And I always tell Ray, if we do what's right, God send the right people to us.
He will. He
Yeah.
will. And that's why I don't worry about it, man. I do lose people. People say that I would have more than 250,000 followers if I didn't talk about God so much.
Yeah.
So I get the backlash every single day. However, man, I know He's the reason for everything, man.
Absolutely.
Remove all credit from me and point it towards God. I'm anchored in Him. He's the head of my life, man. He said if I stay plugged into Him, He'll make all things great in my life. And so
Absolutely.
I just stay obedient to the Word, man, and I let Him do the advancing in my life. And it has paid off hugely, because the doors He opened, man can't close. And so they wonder, how do Chris keep winning? And it's not nothing that I'm necessarily doing. It's all Him. And so I just make sure anytime I get a platform that I make sure that I acknowledge Him publicly, not just privately, but publicly, declare my faith and make sure I have that on display. But more importantly, I make sure that the people feel the love of God on me when they meet me in real life.
Absolutely.
Like, man, they might call it swag, man, but we call it favor. You know what I'm saying?
Preacher boy.
You will know, man, that it's all over me when you meet me in real life. And so some influencers, they can't influence outside of social media. And so
Right.
and so mine is in real life too. And so that's where the lines begin to be drawn at.
So Chris, I'm trying to find something, man, on your Instagram page that you wrote, and I think it's really, really smart, man, because somebody told me you have to cater to your main group of people that you're trying to reach.
Mm-hmm.
And I look at a lot of things that you write, man, and some of it is profound. Let me see here. There's something about women, bro, and I know the ladies be just loving when you speak about them, bro.
Yeah.
What you're saying is real talk. Now, I know some of the brothers may get mad. People like you and Derek Jackson. I can't stand Derek Jackson, bro.
Yeah, they be mad. They stay mad.
You know, like, man, he throwing salt in the game, bro. I'm trying to figure something you wrote, man, about women, about
Women with the natural bodies and the natural are still winning.
I'm gonna just write one. I'm gonna tell you when he
I ain't even have to
said,
look it up. That
when
mean
your
that-
ex starts sending you "I miss you" text, it means the person they left you for isn't working out so well.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty much, man. That's what it. That's exactly what that means. And any of us that's been in relationships at any level,
Yeah.
that resonates with you. You already know. Yup.
Is that why I'm getting all those texts and inboxes?
From who?
20 years ago, 25 years ago, man. I mean, they still, I messed up.
So look, before we go to quick break, I want to give one thing to the ladies from Chris right here. All right. So Chris says, a man doesn't need to be perfect. Let me start over. A man does not need to be perfect to make a woman happy. All he needs to do is be the man he said he was when he first met her.
Yep.
Wow, bro. So what you're saying is we have to be consistent.
Yeah. Just be consistent.
Yeah.
That's my secret sauce, man. I'll talk to y'all more about that later.
Hold on.
Games. I need some games.
Tell him, bro. The game is sold, not told, huh?
Yeah. He know. He with me more than anybody.
Well, you got that secret sauce out, man.
All right.
I want to hear about that secret sauce. I think Ray got some secret sauce too. He rub it in his beard to keep his beard great.
Yeah, it's it starts coming black every now and then. I gotta throw it back
Rub some
in
more
there.
sauce in there.
That's right.
What's your recipe, dog?
I can't tell you.
There you go. I
It's a
ain't think so.
PG-13 show, bro.
And your sauce is rated up, huh? Hey, we're going to do a quick break, guys. Stay with us. We'll be right back.